here, 2v2 Medean Cliff Mines. Blue team is CryZon as a Lord General, fights range, has a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Lots of defense and support alongside Challenger as an Eldar Farseer support commander, fights melee. Red side we've got Mat250 as a Commissar Lord, offensive and supportive commander, fights in melee. And Sendil as an Apothecary, fights melee by default, support commander that heals. Natural VP for blue team down in the south, natural for red in the north, and the central VP. Looks like the Farseer's gonna take it under fire from a sentinel. Are the Imperial Guard players up against each other? They are. That's going to be interesting then. Are they both going to go a light tier 1 and try to rush to tier 2, or will one risk it and try a heavier tier 1 to try and shut out the other? In the north it's going to be Space Marines against Eldar. Apothecary wants to heal and does. Tactical Marines back up to full strength. Guardians, of which Challenger has 2, might be both full staff. I think these Tactical Marines are trying to force melee. Guardians can now turn and engage. We see battle equipment on this Guardian squad. Certainly the first upgrade I get when I play Eldar. Apothecary's in big trouble here. Don't think he's paying attention and retreats just in time. Not the toughest commander around when he starts off, the Apothecary, and he actually goes down. Sentinel chased him. Excellent play there by CryZon. Not everyone would have chased there. We see the exact same builds for both Imperial Guard players. Sentinel into Guardsman. Tactical Marines have a flamer, trying to hit his power early. Very, very cheeky. And the Sentinel's in trouble here. Needs to move it or stomp or something. And it's going to go down. CryZon a bit sloppy there. Was too focused on taking down attacks, didn't see what their flame was doing to that Sentinel. Double Guardians of Challenger going to the top. They have a Shuriken Cannon on the way. Heavy weapon squad for Mat. CryZon now a bit of a loss with that Sentinel. What's he going to do to respond? South, Commissar Lord taking the VP. Posturing on his sword there. Here comes a single Guardsman squad and a Lord General. Do they have their sergeant? They do. Apothecary is still down. Where is... Oh, he's miles away. He's retreating now. No way he can get up there to revive just yet. Guardsman squad of Mat taking the center for a single. North is blue now for a 1-to-1. We see an energy shield up from these Guardians, giving them perfect cover behind there. Will they take out a Tactical Marine model? No. Tactical Marines come round to force melee, and the Scouts can now cap the north. As a Space Marine player, you really want to get as much attrition as you can early on, so you can try and creep forward in tech, and that's how you win the game. You creep forward in tech. And once you get tier 3 with Space Marines, you start getting Terminators and leveled up Tactical Marine squads and Assault Marine squads. It's very, very hard to stop them, especially with Apothecary support. Here are the Assault Marines breaking up some rocks. Disruptive melee unit that jump into combat. Chainswords and bolt pistols. Tactical Marines down to half HP here. Farseer has her Spirit Stones, getting her Rune Armor. Sentinel stomps these Kadashan Devils, which CryZon has gone with. Trying to counter that heavy weapon squad with their grenade barrage, but it's not easy. You saw a medical pack heal there. That's the sergeant of the Lord General's retinue. Huge push from Sendil with his Assault Marines, can now really bully these Eldar. They have no Banshees to counter them, and the Shuriken Cannon is hard countered by the Assault Marines, of course. Apothecary has his Sanguine Chainsword, hugely popular now since the buff, which I think is a good thing. More viable options is always nice. Tier 2 for CryZon. The submarines now in the thick of it have double Guardians shooting at him. I don't see any guide going down from the Farseer, which is a mistake. I think you should use it in every engagement when it's recharged. The submarine is taking tons of damage, knocked back into the shuriken cannon. As a setup team, you take more damage the closer you get to it, and the submarines lose 2 models. That's some expensive reinforcement for Sendil. He does go tier 2 though, and so does CryZon, and Challenger is the only one still in tier 1. South being overrun by Mat250. Guardsman is not even capping the south here. They have a double capping their power, and they are finally coming to defend with double guardsmen. Where are the Katashans? Here they come. Very versatile infantry unit, very good in melee, have shotguns and a grenade launcher. The hard melee counter for Imperial Guard in tier 1, the Sentinel being the soft melee counter with its ground pound. 388, 427, a single for red. Are they going to take the bottom? Looks like they are for a double, or a 2-to-1 rather. Farseer took the middle. Spirit stones and rune armor. Guardians getting flamed, he's not noticing. They get away with 1 loss. Nothing he can really do against the submarines and his taps. Submarines hard countering that shuriken. Really needed banshees. Surprised didn't go with them up against Space Marines. Maybe he was wary of the Sentinel stomping around, ground pounding those banshees. Guardians are going to wipe here, I think. Yes. Ouch. Bad engagement for Challenger. Chimera on the way for both Imperial Guard players, and Challenger is now 3/4 of the way to tier 2. Sendil, I would think, would want a librarian out, but we'll see. Submarines get their sergeant, taking up to 4 members. He has a power sword too. Scouts, no upgrades for them. Shuriken Cannon suppresses the submarines. Looks like they're not jumping. They don't have the energy. Get a heal. That was weird. Did the Guardians just grenade their own Shuriken Cannon? Maybe they were expecting a jump. The jump does come now. I think I saw that right. Both the Chimeras are on the field now. Support vehicles for Imperial Guard allow reinforcement and transport. And since Guardsmen reinforce so quickly, it's so great for Imperial Guard players. Katashan Devils have their sergeant, that's that melter gun you can see firing. Neither player has a vehicle counter. The Commissar Lord, of course, can get a power fist. No sign of it yet. He does have Aura of Discipline. Don't see it as often as Stubbornness. Sentinel could also get his missile pods and equip crack grenades, but no sign of either just yet. Has the resources to get a vehicle counter. I'm not sure why he hasn't got one. Maybe saving for stormtroopers. 400 requisition. Scouts now have their sergeant, so they have a grenade. Challenger really locked back into their base. The north is totally red. Surprised he hasn't taken this wreck point with his scouts. Wraith Guard on the field for Challenger. I don't know why, since they'll just get jumped by the submarines like that. Wraith Guard are an artillery unit, do huge AoE damage to all targets, which suppresses infantry, but as you can see, they are very easily countered by melee. You really need something to protect your Wraith Guard. Lord General has a melter gun. Melter guns even, since his retinue members also get melter guns. He is pushing Mat back into his base. Chimera almost went down. Needs repairs, it's not getting them. Here comes Sendil though to flank. Flamer tactical marines will be bad news for those Catachans. There's a fragmentation grenade. I think it almost took out an assault marine member. Lord General loses his retinue completely. Commissar Lord of Mat does have his Power Fist and also Bionic Eye. Challenger has Banshees and they get their Exarch and their Aspect. Just a lot of resources put into these Banshees really early on. Level 1, they might go down quickly if they're caught. Apothecary also fully kitted out combat stims and improved medical equipment. Plasma guns on these guardsmen. Good against Space Marines heavy armor. Also getting a Commissar. Challenger replacing their Shuriken cannon which went down. Energy shields going up. Bit of a standoff. Challenger seems to have no interest going north. They're just going to defend south and the middle, but they're not really defending the south at the moment. They're just stacked in the center. Commissar Lord takes tons of damage, puts up his shield which goes down and he's dead. Surely he is. Here comes a Predator for Sendil. He's tier 3. Assault Marines in amongst the Wraith Guard. Spirit Stones went off, I think. No, I'm not sure. Singing Spear on the way for the Farseer. Assault Marines just about getting away there. One single member. Predator has its las cannon. Auto cannon on this heavy weapon squad. Good damage versus all targets in a small AoE. He won't be knocked back by the Catachan's grenade launchers because they have their sergeant, which gives them, I think it's entrench or something, means they can't be knocked back. Sendil lost his tactical marines and his scouts in that engagement. Good grief, didn't even see that. 2-to-1 cap for them though. Tier 3 for Mat. Here's a creeping barrage, is it? Trying to finish off the heavy weapon squad. Maybe that Sentinel if it's not going to move. And it finishes off neither. Chimera went down. Mat has his own Chimera here. Taking a lot of damage from those metal guns. Mines dropped by the Commissar Lord. Guardians, no sorry, a Shuriken cannon set up covering the VP. Guardsmen now trying to repair that Chimera and full retreat from CryZon. Wants to just regroup, I think. Banshees with their Exarch finish off the Predator. Singing Spear, Farseer Wayne in there, and Banshees get away with a single model. Can these Guardsmen shoot them down? 2 models even, but now there's none. Ouch. Big loss for Challenger. 2-to-1 cap. 2-0-3-3-8-8. Blues have the north. Something nasty here though. Terminators called down by Sendil. Only has Assault Marines and Terminators. He was doing so well. Assault Marines don't even have their sergeant now. Terminators, of course, elite infantry units, super heavy infantry armor. Storm Bolters and Power Fist by default won't hurt those Guardians though behind that shield, though they are able to cap. Apothecary taking middle. Both Guardsmen squads up to 12 members, are they? They are. Manticore strike on those Guardsmen is devastating. Ouch. And it takes out that Chimera too. Excellent shot by CryZon. A bit slow to react. Mat should have got his Guardsman in there and moved the Chimera out as soon as he saw the marker. Challenger getting another Wraith Guard squad. Still has those Assault Marines to deal with though, but they can only type one squad at a time. Apothecary could try and type the other. Nobody taking the middle. Bit of a miscommunication. Catachans infiltrate since they've been idle. 2-1, none of the blue team taking the middle. Sentinel from Mat has the missile launcher, you don't see it very often. I assume the frag grenades, frag missiles even, are equipped for those infantry. Heavy Weapon Squad goes down. Katashan's forced to retreat, did really well there, only lost 2 models. Wraith Guard capping the centre, they have their Warlock leader boosting their speed, giving them Wraith Sight. Mat trying to push with his Sentinel. Those guardsmen trying to decap, should run away now, should run away. Assault Marines jumping in again, a bit isolated. Absolutely gibbed sideways by the Wraith Guard. Only 1 Assault Marine left. Shuriken Cannon is going to go down. Terminator is inspiring the Apothecary to do more damage when they kill. Farseer and full retreat by the Wraith Guard. And there's a Manticore Strike. Ouch. Did pretty well on those guardsmen. Back and forth game here. Ogren's on the way for CryZon. This will be interesting. Sendil has another Predator. Can't believe Sendil lost so much stuff. Didn't even see it. 162, 350, 2-1 cap. I'm sure people will complain that I missed it. Sentinel decapping the south. Might be a triple here. Maybe not though. Here comes Ogren's with their bonehead leader. Fearsome melee unit for Imperial Guard. A lot faster than you'd think. They also attack really quickly. Just bash you with their Ripper guns. Here they come in on the Terminators. Terminators teleport out. Terminators of course cannot retreat. They have their Assault Cannon which will do a lot of damage to those Ogren's. Also suppresses if it shoots at you long enough. 147, 341. It's a single. The north. Blue need to send something to the south to cap. Manticore, I've seen no push by the red team to take out the Manticore. Triple Wraith Guard for Challenger now. Devastating ranged firepower. And there's a Manticore Strike on those Guardsmen and Sentinel, and they just retreat this time. Sentinel, of course, being a vehicle, cannot retreat, but he does get away. Triple Wraith Guard, especially if the Farseer uses Guide on one of them, is going to be nuts. I've not noticed her using Guide yet. I'm sure she has. It's not the easiest buff to spot, and there she's just used it on those Wraith Guard, in fact. You see the yellow circle. Quadruple Wraith Guard now for Challenger. Good grief, here comes another squad. That is crazy. Predator doesn't last very long. Two to one cap for blue. Ogren's could do with a heal from that Sergeant retinue member. Maybe they have. There we go. Medipack goes off. Sendil down to his Terminators and his Assault Marines again.
Message received.
Can't really see a way back into this for red team. Oh, perhaps not. They have a Baneblade on the way. Though, well,
Victory point acquired by
depending on how he uses the Wraith Guard, that could be very, very dead Baneblade. If he doesn't keep them clumped together so they get hit by the Demolisher Cannon, they will do a lot of damage to the Baneblade, but it'll be hard to keep them apart. As you can see, they tend to clump up when you shoot at the same target. Assault Marines engage one squad in melee. These Terminators should be forcing melee, and they do. And it's a full retreat from all of these Wraith Guard here. And that is 5 Wraith Guard squads now for Challenger. Crazy. Here we see the Baneblade of Mat, super unit for Imperial Guard. Mental tank basically, bristling with guns. Double las cannons, heavy bolters, Demolisher Cannon and the main cannon. And here is a Basilisk Creeping Barrage, I think. Yes. Just to try and stop the cap, or delay it at least. Here come the Ogren's. Haven't really seen them in combat yet. Maybe we'll see them here. Should be going after those Terminators, I think. Terminators do such good range damage, and that was Emperor's Wrath by the Commissar Lord, I believe. There it is. Ogryns wipe out the Commissar Lord, but then they get a tank shot by the Baneblade, who gets Manticored. 136202 Stormtroopers on the field of CryZon. Mat floating ridiculous amounts of power, almost 400. Sendil also has a lot of resources, might be saving for a Land Raider. Where are those Wraith Guard? Here they are. They all get stomped by the Sentinels. Sloppy there. And Wraith Guard, of course, do friendly fire, so you got to be careful. And he's retreated all 5 of them. I don't get that at all. Could have turned their guns on those Terminators and really done some damage. Bit of a knee-jerk reaction to getting stomped, I think. Red team are in this game. They shouldn't really be in it. Sendil has 2 units and that is it. They have 5 Wraith Guard. Unbelievable. CryZon getting another Ogryn squad, which will be good synergy with those Wraith Guard, could protect them. Manticore strike on the center, and it hits an assault marine, and that's it. Reds are going to cap center for 2-1. They have north. Blues have south. And these guardsmen and stormtroopers are idle. What are they doing? They should be capping rec points and hitting power. You got to pressure the enemy. 116202. Lehman Russ on the way for Mats, and Predator number 3 on the way for Sendil. It's a strange one. Would have thought he'd get a Land Raider to support the Terminators, but there you go. Predator hits the field. Lehman Russ hits the field. Really don't understand these 2 idle squads. Those plasma guns would be great in the center against these Marines. Here come the 5 Wraith Guards, an army of Wraith Guard for the Farseer. All have their Warlock leaders, I think, so the Farseer herself grants them Wraith Sight. Looks like he's trying to keep them spread out, which is good. There's the Demolisher Cannon, and he survived it. 1 Wraith Guard squad taking a lot of damage. Lehman Russ has the Executioner, which is that Plasma Cannon. Rapid fire with an AoE. Manticore strike on the Baneblade. Farseer moving in with her spear. She's taking a lot of damage though. Needs to use Spirit Stones. Doesn't, just retreats. Bad mistake again by Challenger. Should have just used Spirit Stones. This might be a dead Baneblade. Thanks to that Wraith Guard. 1 more shot or 2. Can they finish it off? Surely they will. There it goes. Wraith Guard get a rear arm hit. Now they have a Predator to deal with. And they turn and wipe it out in seconds. Ogryns onto the Assault Marines. Something else being called down. I assume another Terminator squad. There it is. Double Terminators for Sendil. Assault Marines jump away. Ogryns get a heal. Chasing those Assault Marines, they shouldn't be. Trying to finish them off, maybe they should. 1 member remaining, but they can't do it, so they're going to try and decap and then cap north. How many of those Wraith Guards survive? 4 Wraith Guard squads survive. Farseer walks into 2 Terminator squads and dies. And this is huge, huge, huge trouble. 3 Wraith Guard with low health retreating through double Terminators who should be forcing melee, and they don't. Reacted a bit too late. That would have been everything dead, surely. Autark called down and the Manticore strike. Crazy entered the game. A bunker here for some reason. 44 plays 192. CryZon, the only player interested in preserving his units. Autark, sub-commander for Eldar. And looks like those Terminators walked into base and finished off those Wraith Guard. He runs around like a lunatic, fights melee with a power sword. Now getting shot to bits by Terminators, and here comes CryZon with his Ogrins. One of them's only down to 2 members though. Double cap for blue. Can they pull this off with all of the losses Challenger's taken? Manticore strike. That Manticore has done so well in this game. Should send that Lehman Russ to take it out. Of course they don't know it's there, but it must know it's close. 44 plays 127. Katashan's forced off. Ogren's still in there on those Terminators. With Apothecary support though, it's not easy to take them out. And this is going to be a 2-1 for red, I think. Challenger, big surprise, gets a Wraith Guard squad. Matt getting some Ogrins of his own. Floating over 400 power. We have another bunker going down. Manticore strike hits the Lehman Russ pretty well twice, 3 times. Got it down to half health. Here comes CryZon. As Stormtroopers, they have their assault kit. 2-1 though, they don't have much time. 20 plays 115. There's a fight going on at the top. Assault Marines versus a Farseer. She is only level 3. Lord General's level 6. Commissar Lord level 7. And Apothecary level 9. Might be the final battle in the center. It's a 1-1. Ouch, that was Emperor's Wrath, I think. CryZon lost most of his army. Wraith Guard forced off. Commissar chasing with his Power Fist, taking out members. Apothecary now in melee with the Lord General. He's trying to cap. Here's a Manticore strike. Also, that's a repair bunker because the Lehman Russ is being repaired. You can't seem to tell what kind of bunker it is by selecting it. Assault Marines guarding the top, and this is going to be all over. It's going to be a 2-1. Might even be a triple.
We failed our mission.
And blue team just concede. Pretty cool back and forth game. Challenger going mental with 5 Wraith Guard at once and retreating way too early on a couple of occasions. Sendil started well, lost his tax and scouts, but recovered with more Terminators, keeping his Terminators and Assault Marines alive. CryZon did well until right at the end there, and Matt was solid enough. Baneblade really helped out for a little while. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.